like, what is, when you say the autonomic tone?
This system, like, remember, it's going to be parasympathetic and sympathetic, okay? So, autonomic tone is going to be this ability for the systems to maintain homeostasis.
Okay.
Okay? Now, if we look at how we're going to get control, these are the areas of the body that will affect our processes in the regions that are served by the autonomic nervous system. So think about, I mentioned, our higher order thinking skills: fear, anger, anxiety, emotions, period, okay? They have an effect over the system. I keep mentioning hormones, okay? This means we're going to have involvement from the hypothalamus. So our endocrine system is going to come back to us, okay? All of this information is going to come back to us when we get into the endocrine system. When we look at areas that get affected for our primitive control, these are the areas of my brainstem. The midbrain pons, medulla oblongata, they are responsible for maintenance of these primitive things I don't have to worry about. Breathing, heartbeat, pH of the blood, chemical levels in the blood, stuff I don't have to think about. Now, when we look at this one, there's a lot that's involved in our pelvic region with this autonomic nervous system. However, when we talk about the process of urination, which is micturition, defecation, number 2, however you want to call it, okay, these are integrated from our spinal cord. Why? Because both are going to be controlled by sphincters, and both have sphincters that are skeletal muscle. Yay! The sphincters, S-P-H-I-N-C-T-E-R. If there's any spinal cord injury, it will affect your ability to go to the bathroom if it's in those areas.
What about, like, I don't know how to say it, but like actions that you do out of fear, but like say you're driving and you're about to hit somebody, you swerve.
Okay.
Is that like a reflex from the spinal cord, but you have to know how to drive to do that?
Well, now, driving was a process that you trained your brain to do. And so it is going to be a reflex, and it's probably associated with those reflexes that we consider stereotypes. Because your reflex and my reflex, if we had to swerve to the right, we're going to both do it at the same time. So I would say it would be from the trained process based on that withdrawal reflex. Yeah, so it'd be more of like a, probably the cerebrum, higher order thinking, and you see that car and you're thinking, but at the same time, the body's making, from the process of learning reflex, one that we don't even have to think about. Now, one of the things that happens, medications Medications for the autonomic nervous system are huge. This neuropharmacology, how do these medications affect the nervous system? Well, if we have something that's going to play or work on the sympathetic division, these are sympathomimetics. They want to enhance the activity of the sympathetic system. They're going to stimulate receptors or increase norepinephrine release. Good example, cold medication. Anybody in here ever take the cold medicine and then you notice maybe your heart's beating really fast or your breathing rate has increased? This is the reason why. They're working to actually dilate bronchioles, or if you got like a runny nose and stuff, they want to try to stop the nose running.
What about those that are drowsy?
I was just getting ready to say that when you're looking at these medications, it's going to say, well, what are the differences? Okay, this one's going to maybe work on cough. This one's maybe going to work on the sore throat. This one's maybe going to make you sleepy. Okay, it's going to be how they're geared, how they're made, the receptors that they're going to target. Most medications now are at the level of the cell, and that's what they're doing. They're targeting specific cells. Now, if we want to suppress, okay, we want to block those receptors on the cell or stop any release. Good example, beta blockers. Ever hear people on blood pressure medicine? All right, blood pressure medicine is doing one of the two. It's wanting to slow it down, or, because low blood pressure is just as much of a problem, or help to bring it up. Same thing with the parasympathetic. A lot of our drugs that we now make for the central nervous system, they go and act on the cell itself, on the actual neuron. And what they do is they're acting on that cell to either produce something or stop perception of it. For example, Prozac works on serotonin. Serotonin, though, is not the only neurotransmitter that deals with like some of the depression issues. So it becomes a matter of, okay, well, you might try this medication, you might try that medication, you might try this one, this one, this one, this one, until you finally find the one that works, because they don't know what it might be. The only way to know is to try the different medications to see which one works. Now, this one right here, I mean, people say, oh, caffeine's a drug. Yeah, caffeine is a drug. It's a legal drug. Now look what it does. It competes with adenosine. Now, what does that mean? If adenosine is present, you get sleepy. But if caffeine comes in and wants to attach where adenosine does, that means adenosine can't attach and you stay stimulated. The caffeine. This is the reason why. Look at their structure. Their structure is very similar. So if caffeine goes to where the receptor is and blocks adenosine, that means you can't get sleepy, you stay awake and alert.
What about people who don't get tired?
People who don't get tired,
I mean,
Or get,
like,
doesn't affect them.
I could drink coffee and drink regular milk too.
I can take an hour on
look that up. What else do I have to look up for today? All right, I gotta look up the
You know, we take out virus.
caffeine. There was something else I said I needed to look up. Does anybody remember? The what? Oh, vomiting
Yeah.
of the feces.
And then the Viagra, blood vessel flow.
Okay. And the Viagra for altitude sickness? Okay. But that officially ends 15. We'll start 16 Thursday.